Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Karim, amma ba'd. The same topic as the previous week is carrying on, where the topic on Zuhud. Here in this hadith, Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam explains that Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar said, Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam caught me by my shoulders and shook me and told me, live in this world like how you are a stranger or a foreigner, or like you are a traveler. Rabbi Umar narrates, he said that when you spend your night, then don't wait for the morning. When you spend your morning, then don't wait for the night also. And prepare for sickness while you have got health within yourself, and prepare for the hereafter as long as you've got life within yourself. And a person who goes on, starts traveling, going somewhere, he goes to another town, or another province, or another country he goes there. The person goes there for a short time for some work, he goes there. And when he goes for the work, when the work is complete, he comes back home again. When he goes to the place wherever he is going, then he don't stay there and build a house there or buy a house there or something, whatever. For a few days, 1, 2 days, 3 days, whatever he's staying there, he'll make the ends meet whatever it is. When he got a little bit of difficulties, he'll overcome the difficulties. He'll bear the difficulties. I'm just here for a few days, and after that I'm going to go back home again. So he won't mind that little bit difficulties for a few days also. So that's how we got to live in this world. That is, a little bit of difficulties, overcome the difficulties. The difficulties won't last for long. And at the same time, we'll find that the person's a wayfarer, a traveler, for example. The person's traveling now, he's got tired now, he wants to rest for a little while. He'll rest for an hour, half an hour, he'll rest, and after he'll carry on again after that. Rest for half an hour, whatever it is, you're not going to start making a mansion there or start putting up your bed there and live comfortably, whatever it is. I'm just resting for a little while to get strength in my body to carry out my journey. Then thus, compared to the person who's going to another town or country, whatever it is much more less, this one. So here this Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam tried to explain to us that when you live in this world, then don't make this world as if this is a place where you will stay forever and ever. Live in this world in such a way that you fulfill your necessary needs of this world, and you carry on after that. Like here, Mustakim, the example is somebody going to go somewhere to another town, for example. For example, go to Durban for me, you go from there, and go for a little work you're going to do it. You'll do it, make sure you complete a little work of yours, and you're going to come back. You're not going to go there now, start buying a house there. I'm staying for 3 days now, I'll just buy a house for myself. No, you'll make ends meet, whatever it is, you'll do your work, and you'll come back again. The same manner we came in this world, for a little while we came in this world, fulfill our responsibilities in this world, prepare for the akhirat, and carry on further with life, whatever it is. For this place is not a place where you're going to attach yourself. The world is not a place where you're going to attach yourself so much that you will forget your purpose and object for coming into this world. That's why I find there was one king. That king called his ministers and told them, look, show me one poetry or one sentence in such a way that can help me at a time of happiness also and a time of sadness also. So they were all very worried. What sentence I was going to write? He went to one pious person. He was staying out of the town somewhere in the wilderness. He went to him and asked him that what must we tell the king now? So he said, write on the paper that this day also will pass by. So they brought it and gave it to the king. The king put it there in front of him. So whenever he was happy also, he read that to say that they also go past. In other words, how long this happiness will last you. And when he said also, he read the same thing, that they also go away, and they will pass by also. So it means that this world is just for a little while for us. Whatever it is, we got to adjust ourselves and not forfeit our purpose of our coming into this world. And furthermore, what Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that a person who's like a traveler, like a wayfarer is going, now that person compared to the person who's going there from another town or another province or another country is much more less this person here. So this person will never try and spend money on his comfort there, but will try and adjust himself whatever way it is, do his work and come back home again. The same way we came from Jannat, the Adam Islam came from Jannat, and we still got to go back to Jannat, we got to go. So we got to prepare in this world, this little while, to go back to Jannah. We got to prepare ourselves. So in the end, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam making us aware and bring our notice that what is our purpose of our life. This world is not a place of enjoyment and comfort, but this world is a place where you're going to prepare for the year after. Full world commands for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after Umar ibn and further narrates, say that don't wait for the morning. From morning, don't wait for the night. In other words, you got no guarantee you're going to live till the morning also. You got no guarantee you're going to live till the evening you're going to live. Many people will find, they leave the home happily and tell the people at home, I'll be at home in the evening. And in the evening, whatever, his body comes home. Some accident, something happens, whatever it is. So you cannot depend that I'll live till the morning or I'll live till the night. So try and prepare yourself in such a manner, even if death comes in the morning or death comes at night, you are prepared, you got no regrets, in other words. And furthermore, it mentioned that try and prepare yourself the time when you got health. When you got health, prepare yourself for the time of sickness. When sickness comes, you can't do anything. While you got health in yourself, you can do a lot of things you can do. So while you got health in yourself, you got strength in your body, and prepare for a time of sickness, in other words. Otherwise, it comes in the hadith also that the person, when he was healthy, and is punctual with the ma'mulat, whatever he's doing, then when he gets sick and he cannot do those ma'mulat while he's sick because of his sickness, Allah will give him the same sawab as was doing that ma'mul of his in the time when he was healthy. Allah is so kind towards us that when we make when we have a ma'mul, a pattern of doing our ma'mulat, punctual with ma'mulat. If you get sick, for example, or something crops up and you cannot do it because of the sickness, then Allah will reward you for that. The amal you were doing continuously while you was well, Allah will give you a reward for that, although you never do it in a sickness. So shows that to prepare for your sickness. In other words, prepare for a time of sickness, and while you've got health within yourself, value the health Allah has given to you, value the strength Allah has given to you, and make so much of ibadat while you are healthy, that when you become sick, then Allah will just reward you without doing the action also, because you are sick, you cannot do it. So that means you're going to prepare for the year after. In the same manner, you'll find people that when they work also, they work hard to accumulate something. Why they accumulate it? Like, as we say, save something for the rainy days, we say. So they work in such a way that when they get sick, for example, and they cannot work, then that whatever savings they have saved now, that will help them now, at time of need when they are sick. So in both ways it is mentioned that while you are healthy, to prepare for the akhirat by doing good actions also, and at the same time, while you are healthy, you work in such a way that you accumulate so much that the day you are sick, then you don't go to work also, if your wages are cut also, you still got enough to look after yourself. And we don't know what time death will come to us, so always keep yourself prepared for death at all times. Now concerning death, now ulama has written that our life in this world is very, very short, and explained in such a manner that when a child is born, adhan is given in 1 year, iqamah is given in the other year. Now normally when the namaz starts, what happens? Adhan is given, after that we did our sunnat, whatever it is, and then iqamah is given, and after iqamah there is very short time, very little time, and the jamaat starts straight away. In the same manner when adhan is given now 1 year already, iqamah 1 year already, now the time for our namaz is very short. That's how short the time for iqamah to the jamaat starting is. That is our life in the world. So with that little life we got in this world, try and prepare ourselves for the year after, in other words. So in this little life we got in this world, don't try and get yourself adjusted to so much of comfort that you forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because your time will come down when a person passes away, then there is no azan, there is no takbir also. There's no namaz starts straight, even the namaz starts. So show that now our time is so little in this world, that we're waiting for our janazah namaz to be read any time. So for that, a wise person will not try and waste his time in such a manner that when his time comes to leave the world, he will start regretting after that. And at the same time, it has mentioned here also that when the night comes, then don't wait for the morning. When the morning comes, then don't wait for the night. So that there is no guarantee for life at all. And don't have long planning. Don't have long plannings that I'll do for after 1 month I'll do this, and after 2 months I'll do this. When you have long planning you have within yourself, it shows that you've got hope for living more longer. And having hope for living longer, that hope of yours won't increase your life. The life of death will come over time, but your hopes will get unaccomplished hopes. In other words, a person must always prepare for death, no matter what it is. And when learn to fulfill rights of one another, when learn to fulfill rights of one another, fulfill rights of huququllah and huquq ibad, when you do that properly, then whenever death comes, you are prepared for death already. You got no regrets. So Nabi Sallallahu drawing our attention that don't get attached too much to the world. The topics can of Zuhud. So don't get attached too much to the world, that when the time comes to leave the world, then your heart is attached to the world already. So attach yourself so much to the world, which is necessary for you. The necessity can get completed, so much you are attached to the world, and other than that you prepare for death you prepare. In this one hadith here, Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam giving us a very simple and easy prescription or a formula for us to follow how to become more loved by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and at the same time how to become loved by the creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This hadith is mentioned, Sa'ad ibn Sa'ad writes that one person came to Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, asked Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam this question, asked him to show me a way, show me some action by which Allah Ta'ala will love me the most. And at the same time, show me such action also that the people will love me also a lot. So Nabi Kareem Sallallahu heard this, Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam replied to him and told him that one is that now keep yourself aloof from the world, keep yourself separated from the world. Don't attach yourself too much to the world. And at the same time, then when you do that, Allah will start loving you. Because when you don't attach yourself to the world, what happens now? Now you've got more time for making ibadat. When making more ibadat, definitely Allah won't love you. When you're more attached to the world, you have less time to make ibadat. How Allah will love you then? So detach yourself from the world, then that is one means where Allah will start loving you. And the second thing is that whatever people has got by them, don't have any hopes from them. And stay away from that. When you do that, people will start loving you. So simple, Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, a simple formula he gave us now. When we love Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, then at that time don't attach yourself to the world so much. And when we love by the people, then don't get attached to people so much. Now don't get attached to their wealth so much. Then whatever they've got with them and start having hopes on them that they will assist you in this way or help you in that matter, whatever it is. Don't have any hopes from anybody in the world. So if you take away the love of the world from the heart, and you don't have that liking and attachment towards hearts, then definitely Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will start loving you. And whatever the people has got, whatever wealth people has got with them, don't have any hopes from them also, then those people will start loving you. Now normally you find somebody has contact with somebody, they got a friendship with somebody, and they're very close to them, but once the person starts asking them for some help or something, then from this friendship starts getting less, and friendship starts breaking up sometimes. So maybe you had friendship for many years you had, but just by asking something for a person to you got it to on the wealth, you got a sight on the wealth, the benefit from the wealth, then immediately you see now till the friendship starts breaking up, getting weak, the friendship gets weak. So don't have hopes on anybody at all. And at the same time they say, the person who gives, that person is always liked by the people. The person who all want to take only, nobody likes such people. So by the time we become givers, they will be liked by people. If you become takers only, then nobody will like you also, and you won't can get respect also anywhere. So it's very important to understand that our Shaykh Rahmatullah, one day one person came to the Shaykh Rahmatullah and said there's election taking place. My certain friend of mine is very close to me, make dua that he win the election. I was asking what if he wins the election, what will happen? See, if he wins the election, then he'll give me certain position, he'll give me some respect, whatever he did. So Shaykh made dua and went away. After some time, when he came back again after a few months, the Shaykh asked him, what happened? You now come tell me any result of the election, what happened? They didn't, the person who did win election or lost election. No, he won election. When he won election, then why are you so happy then? See, when he won election, then after he just deserted it completely. So yes, I explain that whatever is that respect is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't have any hope from anybody. This person will give me respect, this person will do this to me, that will do to me. Don't have those things there. Have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala words will happen. Allah ta'ala put love in that person's heart, he'll start loving you. Allah ta'ala don't love in that person's heart, he won't love you. So whatever is our attention will be directed towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and nobody besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we'll find that true love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also and the love of the creation also at the same time. Many people have this greed within themselves, knowledge, greed in themselves, that this person, because I must get something from him, I must do this to do something, and they try to make tricks how to do somebody down. So all these things will create enmity, won't bring love and muhabbat with one another. And Luqman Hakim, he says that I treated many people with many ailments, but what I found most effective was to distribute love amongst people and respect amongst people. See, so someone asked me a question. If that doesn't work, then what? Then increase the love and respect. You see, so increase the dose of love and respect. So it shows how important it is to have this muhabbat and love for one another. That enmity is not a good sign. When enmity, a person always in problem and in depression all the time. He's always waiting how to hurt the next person or how to save himself from the next person's hurt. So when there's muhabbat and love, then then you're safe from all this. Because to have that feeling of guilt within yourself or to hurt somebody is also a punishment on the person. When you've got love for somebody, then you don't have this scene. To show that to have love is more important than to have jealous on somebody's achievements, whatever it is. Nu'man ibn Bashir narrates that one day he was sitting with Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and at that time Umar radiallahu ta'ala was talking about wealth and abundance of wealth was talking. At that time he said that I never seen Nabi Kareem sallallahu always Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was always in poverty. He didn't have so much to fill his stomach also. He didn't have so much, so he didn't have even the lower grade of dates also to fill his stomach. So this was Umar explaining the Sahaba, and this was when it happened when Umar had Khilafat and he took over many countries, and a lot of wealth came to the Muslims. And the wealth was distributed amongst the Muslims, and their living standard rose a little bit. At that time, we explained that the Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he always lived in poverty. He didn't have so much of a lower grade of kajur also to fill his stomach. Also, you say. So, it's time to explain to them that when that was the condition of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that this wealth mustn't put you into deception. Now, another place also addressed that wealth that came from other countries, that don't put into deception. So in other words, when the wealth comes, then the person don't fulfill the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is completely not correct. That is. So it means that it has Umar trying to draw the attention of the Sahaba that although all this wealth has come to you, that wealth wasn't distract you from the fulfilling the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is very, very important to understand that when we are working also ourselves also, when you go to work also, but make sure that work mustn't distract us from our responsibilities. For example, our namaz. Doesn't mean we are working now, we don't get time to read our namaz. We don't get time to read our Quran, for example. We don't get time to read our tasbih, for example. We don't get time to be kind to somebody, for example. We're always in anger and always in a hurry and in a rush all the time, and you don't fulfill the rights of one another. That's not correct. Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha narrates that when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, in my house there wasn't a thing where a person could eat also, in other words. But besides, there was just a little bit of barley in one container, there was, she said. And she said that I should eat from this barley after the demise of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And for a long time I used that barley. Then one day I thought, now that let me just see how much is left inside the barley. When I opened the container to see how much was left inside, then the barley got finished. Otherwise the work got finished. And Nabi Karim tried to explain to us here that Nabi Karim didn't worry so much of food. Food was not a priority in their life. And Nabi Karim didn't have his house full of all types of food. But he showed the people that the actual purpose of our life to make ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and eat how much is necessary only. When he was studying in Hathora also, in the house of Molana Siddiq Sahab Rahmatullah also at that time, said there was one container and they had the rice inside. And we were using the rice for many months to use the rice. Then one day from the house they started, let's see how much is left inside. Somebody opened the lid to see how much left inside. After a few days the rice was finished. So Hazrat told him, why did you open and see inside? You're not supposed to open and see inside. The barakat remains inside. So show that Allah Ta'ala gives barakat also sometimes in our sustenance if we conduct our lives correctly. Hazrat Umar ibn Haris who was a brother of Umm-ul-Mu'mineen Hazrat Juwayriyah radiyallahu ta'ala. In narration he said that when Nabi Karim Sallallahu passed away, he never left any wealth behind. He never left golden coins behind or silver coins behind, and he never left any slave behind or any servant behind. But what left behind was one white donkey he left behind, a mule he left behind, on which he should make suffer sometime. And he left behind his ammunition, his sword, what he left behind. And he left one piece of land, which the income of the land was waqf for the travelers and visitors that come to the Nabi Karim, what was left for them. So this was what left behind. So from here we can see from here that what was the condition of Nabi Karim Sallallahu life alone here. So that he didn't leave anything behind. He left nothing behind for anybody. But what he left behind was that the piece of land, and that land also was waqf for the expense of the visitors that come, for travelers that come, people come from out of town they come. It was used for them. So for him, he never leave anything for his family people and anything. And normally find everybody is worried now. What was it for our children, our family? What was it for them? And keep on working in that line there. But the result will never come up in life also at all. But whatever Allah has given to us, we make shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and using the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to always increase the ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here we find Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam never leave any wealth, no money. Nabi Karim sallallahu never leave a big mansion behind, a big house behind, whatever it is, or so much of food in the house, whatever it is. But what left behind was just ammunition, sword left behind. It shows how important is it that to have ammunition with you to look after yourself, that protect for your protection, on the protection of the Muslim country, whatever it is, that is more important than anything else. Once a journalist took an interview of Golden Mia, she was the Prime Minister of Israel. So when took an interview, said, don't publish the interview in my life. So after she passed away, then the interview came out. So it asked her, how did you progress so much and come to this level? So she said one day the Minister of Defense from America came to Israel and brought about a whole plan for him to buy all the ammunition. So first I thought to myself that, what must I do? But when the next morning when I had on having tea or coffee, whatever it is, and the discussion was taking place to make this deal, whatever it is. Then at the end she understood that she made a deal. When she went to the parliament and said, I made a deal of the people are very angry with it. The people are so poor, our people are so poor. I had to worry of the food, then worry of ammunition. Who won't eat ammunition? Food the people don't eat, they need food to eat it. So after she heard all the opposition and all the objections, then she told them that, look, if we don't eat today anything, nobody's going to see what we never eat. But if we got ammunition and we're going to fight and we win the country, we take over the country, then that's what we're going to achieve this. But just by eating, nobody's going to see what you ate. When you try very great and you fought and you won the country over, we have achieved something in our lives. That's what she explained to them. So when she explained that, then the interviewer, the lady asked her that, where did you get this understanding from? Say, I studied the seerah of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When Rasulullah passed away, he left behind no wealth, nothing. He left behind ammunition. He left behind. It shows ammunition is very important for the security and safety of a country. Imagine they studied Islam so much. When we got our Islam with us, we are not worried of it. We don't appreciate it and so much. From where to where they progress. Which shows how important that is for us to understand our protection of ourselves and our country is very important for us. At the same time, we understand, we see from here also, that Nabi Karim Sallallahu promoted what? To make land work for people's needs. So you'll find in Saudi Arabia, the richest company is Raji company. That boy, Raji company, that boy who started the company, he was a very poor person. He went to school, but was very intelligent. And one day the school was taking for an excursion, they asked for 1 real. He didn't have 1 pay. Mother couldn't give him 1 real to fight. But because he was so intelligent, he wanted had to do some academic something in the school, and he won. Contest, whatever, and he won in that. So that the professor, the school gave him 1 real. He used that 1 real to go out. And after that, he completed his schooling, whatever it is. Then he went and started working for somebody. He worked for somebody for a few days. After working for somebody for a few days, then after he opened up his own small little shop. Then when he opened up his own shop, then he started doing that exchange money, started doing transfer of money or whatever it is. Then slowly he built up to open up the Rajiv banks, everything opened up. And when then he started buying land, whatever it is, and they invested in land, they started doing farming. Then after, as they grew bigger, the brothers had to split, whatever it is. Then one brother got to the land, one brother to the banking system. The brother who took the land, they took his interview and asking that you are such a wealthy person, you got so much of trees you got, and I think the Guinness Book of Record also is how much trees he's got by him, and all whatever products made from whatever it is. He said, whatever it is, I own nothing. I said, what do you mean you own nothing? I don't own nothing. Then they explained, said that whatever I've got, all the land, everything is waqf, you see. For the Muslimin, whatever benefit from it. And from there, I got my provision also from there. What I need a place to stay. The work provides that for me. I need clothes to wear, the work provides for that also. I need food to eat, the work provides for that. I need a conveyance to go, a car to go somewhere, the work provides for that. What do I need from that, you see? I don't need anything more than that. So because of me spending in the path of Allah Ta'ala so much, he's got so much of barakat he's got, and people are benefiting from there. Where you find he's building masjid also, he's building, looking after the poor people, orphans, whatever we find, his name is always there everywhere. Because on this formula of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, followed that, made everything work, we say, what I will take my cover, you say also. And if I die also, they'll just fight because of that. So he promoted this work system of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We find in the Ottoman time also, that time how did the Muslim progress so much? Because over 2/3 of the land was all work at that time. And for the work land, the scholarship to the people, education was free for everybody, and medical treatment was free for everybody. But the result, find great people came out at that time, who were leaders in different fields. They were leaders. They were, because the government looked after them very well. But there's work for land. And when the British came and they fought with the Ottoman, the first thing they did was they took away all the work land. They took away. When the work land was taken away, they couldn't sponsor any work for the education and not for the health also. For the result, everything just crumbled down slowly. And the same system they took from there, and they went to their country. They opened up this trust. They opened up, just changed the name only, and they started promoting the things there, and then produce doctors and lawyers, whatever they produce, everywhere from their intellectual people they produce. So it shows how important our teaching of Islam, because we don't know our teaching of Islam, that's why we are lagging behind ourselves. But we understand the teaching of our Islam, and we follow the teaching of Islam, we'll see how we can also progress. So it's important that you understand that when Allah has given us something, then try and plan for the future. When try and plan for the future, for the future generation, try and plan, then Islam will get prominence wherever they go. If you've got a system of this type of work system you have, and from there we try and sponsor people for their education, sponsor people for their for health, whatever it is, and for businesses, whatever it is. That's how Islam start progressing slowly. But because we don't align ourselves with the teachings of Islam, that's why we don't go forward. Yeah, Hazrat Sahab ibn Anas radiallahu anhu narrates from Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that we all made hijrah from Makkah Mukarramah to Madinah Munawwara for the ikhlas, and other words made hijrah from Makkah Mukarramah to Madinah Munawwara to get ajr to get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for happiness and pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We left Makkah Mukarramah, our hometown, and came to Madinah Munawwara. So many of them from there you find who came from Makkah Mukarramah to Madinah Munawwara, they did all good work, and the hijrah himself was a very virtuous act to us, but many people never take any benefit from this. And like for example, it says that Musa bin Umar radiallahu anhu, he got shaheed in the battle of Uhud. He got shaheed. He left one sheet with him. He left. When they gave kafan, he should put the sheet over his feet, his head should stay open. When they put the sheet over his head, the feet should stay open. Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to cover his head and put some grass over his feet. You say they sacrificed, they made hijrat also, they did everything, but they took no benefit from that good action they did. But they say that at the same time, some of them afterwards, whatever, they took benefit from the good action they did. And in what sense that Allah gave them wealth, and they used the wealth came because of the good action they did. Allah gave them something return in this world, and they lived comfortably. But the Sahaba, they were very happy with the wealth that came in their share. They were always frightened when the wealth came in the share. They were always frightened. Sahaba used to always say, when we were in poverty, it was that examination was very easy for us to make sabr and we manage our way out. But when wealth came to us, that was a very tough examination for us. It shows when wealth comes, then it comes with rights. It comes. You fulfill those rights, then the wealth becomes a mercy for you, a rahmat for you. You don't fulfill the rights of the wealth, then that wealth is not a thing of mercy for you. Sa'ad narrates from the Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Nabi Karim sallallahu said that if the world had any value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as much as the wing of a mosquito, then Allah shouldn't give the non-believers water to drink also. Can you imagine from here, if the world had so much of value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, little but also value in the eyes of Allah, then the kuffar shouldn't get water to drink also. It means that the world got no value. That's why the kuffar is getting all luxury in the world they're getting, because the world got no value. So we can understand this much, then we'll detach ourselves from the world. We won't worry of the world so much. That's why if a person doesn't get any comfort of the world, and he's in the difficulty, whatever it is, makes sabr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, shouldn't get upset because of that. Because the world has got no benefit in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when you live an upright life, and you fulfill the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that will give you a high stage in Jannah. It will give you. So whatever difficulties come on your way in the world, whatever difficulties come, don't get upset with the difficulties that come in the world. I think that just difficulties that has come has been to elevate our status and ranks in the year after. So we shouldn't think in this manner, where this world has got no value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why the kuffar are getting water to drink also. It shows that we shouldn't attach to the world so much. When difficulty comes also, there is a way of how to solve the difficulties, how to attend to the difficulties. Use the proper channels to solve the difficulties, but don't go into complaining and doing wrong things to fulfill your necessity, whatever it is. That is completely not allowed in Islam, and that's not correct at all. For example, a person wants something, now use a wrong method. For example, he steals from somewhere, or he do someone down for somewhere. He humiliates somebody, for example. All these things are not correct. It's all things of guna, sin it is. Now to achieve wealth in that manner, then now that wealth got no barakat inside. It shows that whatever it is, acquire whatever you want through halal means. Whether it can be little but also doesn't matter, but acquire through halal means, then that will remain with you forever and will benefit from there. Allah give us tawfiq for understanding and practicing, inshallah. subhanallah,